Okay, yeah, welcome back to another episode of the I'm COVID-19 Delivery Diaries. I'm still working on the title of this series, but I'm definitely gonna do a series based on the crazy things that I'm seeing out here. I guess I'll start with the latest story: food delivery. They make us wear masks. And I'm sanitizing my car. I have to take a picture before I start delivering food every day with my mask on. But then, of course, you can take it off. You just verify, they don't give a shit, really. They just got to go through the motions. But anyway, so the other night, I'm sure I've bitched before about how when you're delivering food and GPS takes you to an apartment complex, and that's it. It tells you you've arrived, and then you have to go into the complex and figure out the building numbers. And it doesn't take you straight to the building. It takes you, sometimes it'll take you roughly in the general vicinity, but still you got 3 or 4 buildings you got to pick or find out to find the numbers. The numbers are always either tiny or hidden or something. The same thing happened the other night. I went to a place, and even it has to happen a lot because the guy has special notes saying GPS usually takes people to the complex next door. I'm in Somerset, or this is my complex. Don't go to the other one. So it's obviously this dude's had enough trouble with deliveries to make that note. But what he didn't help that when I went to Somerset, I still arrived at my destination, and that's it. I started driving around looking for building numbers, and they made no sense. Like they would jump around in really odd number. Like this is 6729. I can't see these 2 buildings because they're turned. That's the other thing. The buildings weren't all facing out, where you could see. They only had the number on the middle of the building, on the one side, on the long side, right, the front of the building. But some of the buildings were turned sideways. They're not all facing the road where you can see the numbers. So I'm driving around looking, and again, the numbers make no sense. There's no way to, if this is 6729, I can go back over here. This should be 27 or something. There should be some order, logic to it. No. 67, I went all the way around the end of the thing, and there's 67 over here, 6721 over here. I'm like, what is this? So I texted the guy, and he gives me directions. He says, well, when you come into the complex, take a right, and it's the building right beside the first dumpster, by the dumpsters. So I took right by the dumpsters. Okay, so I went to the dumpsters, I found the dumpsters, I went all the way back out, started all over, as if I had just entered the complex, right? And so I go to that building, that's across from the dumpsters. I find the building, and he says it's apartment B6, and even the apartment numbers didn't make sense. Like B1 was on the first floor, and it's a zigzag, like through, the stairs went up 6 floors. But they were numbered different. B1 was on the bottom, B3 was next, B5 was over here, B2, none of this makes sense. But anyway, I go up there and I leave the food, and I thought about it. I left my phone in the car, because it was just right down the stairs. I was like, I could see my car from the stairs, and I could see the stairs in my car. So I just left my phone in the car. Dumb move. And then I even planned on, I knocked on the door and left the food, but then I started to stay and wait, because we're supposed to be doing no contact. So I leave the food a lot of places. I keep thinking about that all the time. Like, if I leave the food, a lot of times I'll sit there and wait and watch, make sure that person gets it, so that nobody can lie or say, or we take pictures of leaving the apartment every day. But anyway, I run back down to my phone, and I text the guy, and I say, hey, I just knocked on the door. Was that you? Did I get to the right place? And he says, nope. He said, that wasn't me. There's no food here. There was no knock. And I stood there thinking, like, really? I didn't realize, really? Because I was like, okay, hold on. And so I ran back up there, and the food was gone. I was like, dude, the food is gone. I beat on the door, yelled at it. I was like, hey, that food's not yours. I said, you're going to pay for it. I said, you need to give it back. And I didn't hear any sound, nothing. They didn't. So I banging on the door again a little bit more. I just gave up, because I was like, what am I going to do? What if I have to fight this person over a fucking bag of Arby's? What am I going to do? So I went and just texted the guy. I said, hey, these people took your food and they're not coming out. And I said, I don't know what to do. I said, I can't fight them for it. I said, I can't even take it back if they give it back to me now, because it's part of the policy not to, give things back. So anyway, he says, well, I paid for it and I didn't receive it. So what do we do now? I'm like, well, I'll text. So I called Uber support, and they made me cancel the order. It counted against me because I was responsible for the food. But even though the circumstances, I was like, these people took the fucking food. And on the way back out of the complex, I pulled over in the complex and was finishing up all this stuff. And on the way out, I stopped at that building again, and hell yelled up there, was like, hey, I hope that food is worth going to jail for, you piece of shit. Because I'm like, it's dumb enough to, and so I kind of got over it, because I was like, okay, well, I didn't really get in that much trouble. Cancellation hurts my ratings, but I wasn't going to get fired from Uber or whatever. But So I just kind of let it go, and I told my friends about it. Of course, it's a funny, it's a ridiculous fucking story. Somebody stole the fucking food that I put at the door instead of hollering at me. And I even called the complex, like, I'd given this was a couple of days ago. And then yesterday I was riding by the complex, and I raged me all over again. I was like, I'm going to go up to that fucking apartment and beat on the door and confront this person. At least tell them, hey, what you did was fucking wrong. This is fucked up. You're a piece of shit. But instead of that, I said, no, it's not worth my time, my trouble. But I did call the apartment complex and told them. I was like, this is about what happened. And I said, hey, you need to put numbers on your building. She got all pissy too. She was like, well, what do you want me to do about it? And she wanted to take my number and give it. She'd go find the people who took the food. And, well, I can make it right. Oh, how do you want us to make this right? I was like, there's nothing they can do to make it right. I was like, they can't take this cancellation back from my Uber account. They're paying me for the food. Ain't going to do any good. It wasn't my food. The dude gets a refund, everything. I said, I just want you to be aware that your stupid fucking building with no numbers on them it's got to be causing a lot of grief. And then I made sure to exaggerate the potential for this to escalate. I was like, what if I'd gone to that house? I was like, I'm just telling you, put some numbers where they're visible from the road, or someone might get shot over a bag of fucking Arby's.